Trump scrambles to rebuild the depleted U.S. arsenal after the Iran war drain, rushing to refill stockpiles of crucial missiles and munitions. A new level of crunch hits the U.S. defense base as Trump turns to major automakers for weapons production, signaling how stretched traditional arms factories have become. Washington moves to place parts of the auto industry on a wartime footing, as key missile stockpiles run low and demand from allies continues to rise. Ford and General Motors could soon be building Patriot interceptors and Tomahawk missiles, as Trump openly eyes a World War II-style surge in arms output. The White House is calling in defense giants for urgent talks as the U.S. quietly prepares its industry and arsenal for the possibility of the next big war. Trump is set to host major U.S. arms manufacturers at the White House as he pushes for a significant increase in weapons production capacity after recent conflicts. The new outreach comes after heavy use of U.S. munitions during the Iran war and other operations, which have left officials worried about the strain on stockpiles. U.S. defense officials are increasingly concerned about inventories of key precision-guided weapons, warning that current levels may not be sufficient for future crises. The June 24 White House meeting marks Trump's second big defense industry summit of 2026, underscoring how central rearmament has become to his security agenda. A previous round of talks in March brought in executives from Lockheed Martin, RTX, Boeing and Northrop Grumman to discuss ramping up output and supply chains. Pentagon negotiators are pressing contractors to accelerate weapons production timelines, seeking faster delivery of missiles, interceptors and other critical systems. This push comes as demand for air defense systems has surged among the U.S. and allied nations, many of which have been sending their own stocks to active war zones. Trump has even suggested that major U.S. automakers could begin producing missiles and other military equipment, invoking a World War II-style industrial shift. General Motors and Ford are reportedly in talks over potential defense contracts, exploring how their factories and engineering capacity could support rearmament. Some civilian manufacturing plants could be converted to military production roles, according to media reports, if the administration decides to fully mobilize industry. Patriot interceptors and Tomahawk cruise missiles are among the systems under discussion, reflecting a focus on high-demand, high-tech munitions. Notably, the Pentagon is now pursuing what officials describe as a wartime-style industrial mobilization strategy to rebuild and expand U.S. arsenals. Recent operations and foreign arms transfers have consumed large numbers of advanced missile systems, drawing down stockpiles faster than they can be replenished. Analysts warn that these depleted inventories could limit future arms deliveries to U.S. allies and reduce Washington's flexibility in responding to new conflicts. The Trump administration has proposed a record $1.5 trillion defense budget for the 2027 fiscal year, a figure that would significantly outpace current spending. According to reports, much of this new funding would be directed toward rearmament and production expansion, including new lines, upgraded facilities and longer-term contracts. This comes amid reports that Iran may have developed advanced, never-before-used weapon systems that remain outside public view. A downed U.S. pilot describes Iranian drones swarming in a bizarre jellyfish formation, painting a terrifying picture of how they move together in the sky before the crash. Alien tech or an advanced Iranian war machine. The pilot's chilling encounter has stunned the United States and raised fresh fears about just how far Tehran's drone capabilities may have come. Iran's so-called jellyfish drones are now being seen as a new terror in the skies, after reports described them moving in an eerie coordinated formation unlike anything the pilot had seen before. In a shocking claim, the downed U.S. pilot says the drone formation looked alive, as though it were a single intelligent organism moving with unsettling coordination. Real Alien is how the U.S. pilot's blood-chilling account is being described online, with the story going viral as people react to the eerie details of what he reportedly saw. The pilot reports an alien Iranian drone swarm with leg-like tendrils moving overhead, a bizarre sight that has fueled shock, speculation, and intense debate about Iran's drone warfare. An F-15 pilot reportedly saw Iranian drones flying in a strange jellyfish-like formation before ejecting from the aircraft, according to the account described in the report. The pilot said multiple drones moved together as a single unit, resembling a giant floating jellyfish in the sky, according to the CNN report. Smaller drones reportedly hung beneath larger drones, creating a sight that appeared almost like jellyfish tentacles dangling in formation. The pilot shared this account during an intelligence debriefing after being rescued by U.S. forces, adding a startling first-hand detail to the incident. The sighting has triggered intense debate inside the U.S. intelligence community, with analysts split over what the formation actually means and how significant it may be. Officials feared the formation could signal a major advance in Iranian drone technology, raising concerns that Tehran may have reached a new level of battlefield capability. One source described the drone cluster as multiple drones interconnected and moving as one, suggesting a level of coordination that looked highly unusual. Another intelligence source said the U.S. pilots saw what looked like a minefield of drones in the sky, turning the airspace into an eerie and dangerous trap. Early reports suggested the drone formation may have helped Iran bring down the F-15, though that possibility was still under examination. Investigators are still examining the exact cause of the fighter jet's destruction, with the full sequence of events not yet confirmed. The F-15 was carrying 2 crew members at the time, a pilot and a weapons systems officer, both of whom were thrown into a desperate fight for survival after the aircraft went down. U.S. Special Forces immediately launched a rescue mission to get the downed aircrew out before Iranian forces could capture them. The pilot was recovered just hours after ejecting over Iranian territory, marking the first successful extraction in a very fast-moving operation. The weapons systems officer managed to evade capture in the mountains for more than a day, hiding and moving through rough terrain to stay ahead of the search. He was eventually rescued as well, though his own account of the drone encounter has remained unclear and incomplete. The shoot-down of the F-15 marked the first U.S. aircraft loss over Iran during the war, turning the incident into a major escalation point. During the rescue effort, an A-10 attack aircraft was also shot down, showing just how dangerous and chaotic the operation had become. The A-10 pilot was safely able to eject and landed outside Iranian airspace, avoiding the same fate as the F-15 crew. Intelligence officials also questioned whether the pilot's observations were fully reliable, especially after the crash left serious doubts about how clearly he could remember everything he saw. The pilot reportedly suffered a concussion during the downing of the aircraft, which raised immediate concerns about whether his recollection could be affected by trauma. He had already survived another shoot-down earlier in the war, including a previous friendly fire incident, making his survival story even more extraordinary. Analysts then debated whether the sighting pointed to some secret Iranian capability, or whether it was simply a test, a trick, or something the pilot misread in the chaos. Some officials also wondered if the formation was nothing more than an optical illusion created by desert conditions, distance, and the stress of combat. Debriefers reportedly pressed the pilot again and again, asking whether he was truly certain about what he had witnessed before ejecting. So far, U.S. military and intelligence agencies have not publicly explained the reported sighting or clarified exactly what the pilot saw. After the Bug-and-Stock talks, Trump issued a fresh warning against any Iranian backtracking, signaling that Washington was not willing to tolerate delays or reversals. Speaking at the White House, Trump vowed action if Iran does not live up to its commitments, making clear that pressure would follow any sign of retreat.